All right, so hi everyone, and welcome to this weekly call about our new intelligent wellness technology, the Prysm IO. We are so excited. It's been a long time in the making with huge amounts of investment, but here we are in this wonderful digitalized age, being able to really make inroads in the world of biohacking with this incredible new technology. My name is Bridget. Actually, this is my back garden. I live in Poole in Dorset, which is a couple of hours west from London on the south coast in the UK. 15 years ago, somebody came and spoke to me about this opportunity. I had been running bricks and mortar businesses in Paris for over 20 years, and I was looking for change. I had, in the meantime, become an honors certified personal stylist, but still, there were some parts of that aspect of things, as much as I was passionate about it, which weren't going to work financially for me and my family, particularly because it was very difficult to subscribe and scale a business like that. But when I was introduced to these amazing, life-changing products and technologies, I saw an opportunity to really make a positive impact in the world with the products and technologies, but also create a wonderful business for myself and my family. As I always say, if I'm still here 15 years later, there must be a reason for it. And so now my organization expands in multiple countries across the world. And I'm so grateful for everything that I've not just achieved, but also the people I get to work with, the collaboration, the high levels of excellence, the scientists, and so on. We're going to talk a little bit about that in this presentation. So I'm just going to share my screen to make it a little more visual, and then we can get going. All right, let's put this in presentation mode. All right, so before we go into the actual a little bit more about the science and technology and the business opportunity behind it, it's worth, just touching for a brief moment on what's happening in the world population today. We know that the population is aging, people are living longer, but what we are noticing is that they are not living younger longer. So there's this gap between the length of people that they're living and the quality of their life that they have, and that we know that it's wonderful to live to an old age, but wouldn't it be better to live healthy to an old age than, maybe go through 10 or even 20 years of physical and mental decline during that period, which isn't going to be much fun at all. So we're really committed to making a difference in that particular area. Now, one of the biggest trends in wellness, we've just been talking about another tracking device before we started this presentation. One of the biggest trends in wellness is about turning data into demand, and we know here from things like Aura rings and Apple watches that there is a huge demand for consumers to want to be able to know and track their main points of data that is going to really enable them not just to track what's going on, but it's really motivating to see when we're making progress. So these are the reasons why these kind of devices have made such an impact in the market today, and how they continue to do so with new rollouts of innovation. So I'm going to hand over now to talk a little bit more about the science, the technology, the device of this incredible tool to my wonderful friend, business partner, Kathy, over there in Texas. Thank you so much, Kathy. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Bridget, and good afternoon and good evening to the people on the call. So I think most of us are actually in the US side. So I'm just going to, okay, so thank you, Bridget. Okay, so my name is Kathy Smith, for those of you who don't know me, and I live in Houston, Texas, and I've been with New Skin now for over 10 years. And I came in on the beauty side, but very quickly realized there was a very robust health and wellness side, and that is my passion. So I was introduced to the device that came before Prysm. And so we've been waiting for this incredible device for as long as I can remember. Didn't even know that it was going to be capable of being produced, but here it is. So welcome to Prysm IO. What we have in our hands is not just a device, it is a category of one. And it is the key to unlocking a monumental business opportunity by providing the one thing this massive market starved of: proof. It connects to your phone and creates a personalized gamified wellness. People see their score, they get addicted to improving it, and it creates a consistent daily product usage. This is the holy grail, ladies, of a subscription business, a technology that creates its own demand and proves its own value in real time. So we are sitting on the precipice of a wave because we have the answer, the world's only patented technology that non-invasively measures if your supplements are actually working using biohacking. In other words, making incremental changes to their body, diet, and lifestyle to improve their health and well-being. Okay, so why are antioxidants important? To be honest, I didn't even know what an antioxidant was before I joined this company. It's now widely accepted that this level of our protection is the most important health biomarkers in the body. The level of antioxidants provides tangible evidence that impacts a wide variety of body functions, such as heart, brain, skin, bones, gut, the immune system, and so on. So what you see here is the result of 20 plus years of research and development and the data of 26 million scans, which gives us a more accurate reading than a blood test. Oh, and by the way, this has been validated by a 10-year-old Yale University study. The goal was to do something no one else could, measure antioxidant levels directly in the human body. These studies made me realize we're the only ones on Earth who can end the guesswork. The biggest issue was that for years, this technology cost thousands of dollars, and there were only 5,000 scanners in the world. As a result of a $130 million investment, we have transformed the technology to a tiny, affordable, and portable, cost-effective, sorry, lost my place. A tiny, affordable, and portable with a cost of just a few $100s. The goal is to have 1 million users this year, and by 2020-30, 10 million. And here she is, this little baby that actually is changing the world. So to simplify this slide from left to right, our technology moved from the original Raman spectroscopy with 2 light sources to measure antioxidants to an incredible advance in using AI and machine learning. Prysm IO uses 5 distinct light sources, generating approximately 800,000 light emissions to get a consistent, precise, and accurate measurement of carotenoid antioxidants. Ladies, Prysm IO is not just an update, it's a revolution. So this is a global time-tested platform, a foundation that is not built on luck, but an obsession with science. Over 100 clinically validated peer-reviewed studies on this light science and technology alone, as well as ongoing science papers done on the different clinical blends. We have just published our Prysm IO clinical trials validated by a third party, and we are just waiting for legal to approve before sending out to the public. So as you can see, it's not just us saying this, and despite only being in the pre-launch phase, we haven't even launched properly yet. Prysm IO has already been recognized for multiple awards, including the most recent, the Titan Award for Technology. So I'm going to hand it back to Bridget to continue the presentation. Thank you, Bridget.
Yes, thank you so much, Kathy. It's absolutely fantastic, and I learned another new thing about this about the science there in that part of your presentation. So thank you. Always very interesting. It's almost is like a sort of a bottomless pit of information, but nonetheless, it's fantastic, fantastic information. So the next logical question is, why this company? Okay, so there are a lot of companies out there making big claims, bringing out new devices and all the rest of it. Okay, so the world is full of hype. We know that. And the first thing we seek to do is build trust. Because when you have a business that is solid on the foundations of trust, integrity, authenticity, and transparency, then we can create lifetime partnerships with our other business colleagues, this isn't something that we're here for just 5 minutes and we're going to go. This is a long-term plan, and for the Prysm IO and for the other markets. I'll talk about that in a second, that we have just opened as well. So as I said, this is something that really we're here to validate. Of course, everybody needs to go off and do their own due diligence at the back of it, but we can tell you a few things. Nu Skin was founded in 1984 by three very innovative, young, forward-thinking, vision-led leaders. They had an idea to have a company that was all of the good and none of the bad. Nu Skin, in fact, means nutrition for the skin. This was the whole thing that started out. And it wasn't until 1997, 13 years after the founding of the company, that they bought the Pharmanex branch, which then developed the health, wellness, and nutrition branch. Now, today, the company is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. It is the world #1 beauty device system brand and has been for multiple years running, validated by Euromonitor. We have 70 plus in-house scientists, of which are multiple PhDs with 12 different specialities in our labs, which operate 24/7 around the world. And in fact, if you ever get a chance to go to Utah, where their head lab is, you'll get a chance to visit and see the work that they're doing there is absolutely fascinating. Now, from a business point of view, it's very important to know, if you're going to be partnering up with the company, that they have success story behind them, but they also have a big vision in the moving forward. So the company is, as I said, traded on the New York Stock Exchange. They are one of the top 7 companies, of which there are tens of thousands in the world, who have consistently made more than $1 billion a year in revenue, in fact, for 21 years. And as it so happens, this year we've just celebrated our $21 billion payout in commissions since the start of the company. So this is real business. It's not something that's that's just going to go away in 5 minutes, as I said. Now, the really interesting part, as I mentioned earlier, we are expanding into new markets, but the biggest one by far and to date is India, which we opened in pre-launch in November, and now we are continuing to build the foundations there, put the roots down, develop leadership, and we are leading in India with the Prysm IO. And I think that is really exciting because the health and wellness industry over there is absolutely booming. All right, so let's make this real to you. Say, for example, you have in your organization 50 people who own the Prysms, and they want to partner up with you as affiliates in the company. Each one of those people who have one of their own Prysms have built a lovely customer base of 10 subscriptions per month. Okay, so 10 people who have decided they have been scanned with the Prysm and they want to buy and use the products and to be able to track their results with the company. The average order is really about between $100 and $150, but we prefer to undersell and over deliver. And the average commission, let's say if it's $100 per month per subscription, you will make $2,500 a month in leveraged commission. Now, that might not replace a full-time income, but it certainly would make a very nice supplemental income on top of what you already earn. And just remember, this is just 10 recurring customers with 50 other affiliates that you have who have Prysms in your organization. Now, over the long term, there is a possibility to scale internationally. We are open in 48 countries around the world, and India is now our 49th. And say, for example, you have 50 very strong leaders who want to build sustainable and really solid businesses who each have 100 customers on subscription of nutritionals every single month. The average commission at 5% of everything that is sold in your organization will give you a leveraged monthly commission of $25,000. So this is where we're talking about something that's much more serious. As I say, it takes a little bit of time to build. But if you have a big vision and you're excited about this technology and the possibility of what it could do for you and your family, then why not? You can always think big, because we aim to have 1 million users of the Prysm by the end of this year and 10 million by 2030. That's the vision of the company, to continue with being the world #1 beauty and wellness device system brand. All right, so let's talk a little bit now about the global supplement market, because this is what we call the razor and blade or Gillette marketing business model. So You all know what a Gillette razor is. So everybody, they'll buy the razor and then they buy the blades consistently as they use over the course of time. Same for your phone subscription, right? So you pay on a monthly subscription for your phone. Now we know that there is incredibly high retention rates when people can actually track the results of how their supplements are working. So at the moment, the global nutritional supplement market is around about 485 billion. It's expected to be 517 billion by 2025, so the numbers aren't quite out yet, but we're talking about, in real terms, something that is absolutely phenomenal and in continual growth, because no matter what the economy, no matter we're in recession or in growth, everybody is interested more and more in spending their disposable income on their health and wellness. Or, as the great Estee Lauder said, even in times of crisis, women still buy lipstick. So these are things that we really know that is going to be growing and growing and growing over the course of time. So I went through, as I said, I had two bricks and mortar businesses, that both really suffered because of very high interest rates and global recessions. They were location dependent, had a lot of overheads. I employed people. There was really, really very little flexibility in that. But doing something like this allows me to build across the world for literally no cost. And that was really what helped me make a decision to take it seriously. Now, how does that work in terms of the consumer? How are we going to help people in terms of making them feel secure about their choices? Because most people are very confused. All right. They look at the supplements, they don't know what they're going to take. But worse things worse is they have no idea if it works. But with the Prysm IO, we can prove in 15 seconds that this is something that will definitely work. Or, drum roll, we will offer them a 90-day money back guarantee. Now, this is a very, very special thing that we're able to do. It allows us to go into the market with confidence. We have multiple products in our portfolio that carry with them this 90-day money back guarantee. So I'll give you the practical example. Somebody comes along, they get scanned with a Prysm, they have a score, they decide to take, for example, maybe the Life Pack or the Beauty Focus Collagen Plus for 90 days. They have it on a subscription order. They come back after 90 days and get scanned again. If the score is not improved, it's linked to an app and it comes up immediately, as I said, in 15 seconds. The company will refund the money. And that way, we're able to leverage a $500 billion market, money back guaranteed products with scientifically proven device that will enable people to have peace of mind to know that their supplements are working. So this is a really, really exciting time. And I have to say that our full focus is on this, isn't it, Kathy, for the months and certainly the years to come, because we really, really feel that this is going to make a huge impact for us and for our business partners. All right. So how are you going to get started? What happens now? We're at the end, we're bringing this home. This is the end of the presentation. How are we going to get started? Well, quite simply, it's completely free to have an account. You can sign up either as a customer, or if you like the idea of being one of our affiliate partners, you can do that. It's completely free now and it always will be. Then you're going to start your own 90-day journey. Choose what kind of products that you would like to try for yourself. Get yourself scanned, and we will be able to help you make the choices with our scanner certified products. Okay. And it's as simple as that. And then, the person who invited you here on this call will go through what your dreams and aspirations are. Is this something where you'd like to just have a few extra customers to include in the offers you already have in another business, maybe? Or do you have a real desire to build something significant for you and your family that will ultimately give you a business asset rather than just a business as a standalone that will enable you to have leveraged income? It's totally up to you. Everyone chooses their own level of participation, and we welcome every level of participation. But whatever it is, make sure that you get yourself started and you start your 90-day transformation. We'll be able to help you and guide you with exactly the right choices from our portfolio, and we'll take it from there and enjoy the journey. So that's the end of the presentation. But before we go, I would like to ask our dear friend Viviane, who is not that far from Kathy, actually, to tell us a little bit about your health and wellness story, Viviane. Well, first of all, about your background, who you are, what you do, and what has inspired you about the Prysm and the Wellness and Supplementation Program.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you. Well, I'm originally from Bethlehem. I was born and raised overseas. Then I moved to England, did my bachelor degree in business economics at Leicester University, and then ended up going home and then meeting my husband, the love of my life. And that's how I ended up in Houston, Texas. when I came here, I didn't want to work. I had my son, I got busy with him, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do Pilates and become an instructor. I was a personal trainer, and I started working as a Pilates instructor part-time. Then Kathy, beautiful Kathy, walks in, and she introduced the business to me, and I got hooked on on the products, and I was like, I'm not doing the business, got hooked on the products, and then I was just sharing it with people, asking, how is my skin changing? What am I doing to my face and all of this? And that's how I started sharing the business. So it was basically not intending to do the business, but it just happened naturally that I was sharing with the people I love. Now, how when the new spa, which is the Well Spa in Europe, when it came out, I just had surgery for my hip. Like I was about to have surgery, and it was in Canada and in Europe, and it wasn't cleared by the FDA yet in the US. So I ordered it, I got it in, and that changed my life. That made me like my hip surgery, of course, the inflammation, the lymph node, like the how your body is. So it helped me a lot with my lymphatic drainage. It helped with getting rid of all the scar tissues. You can't even tell where my surgery was on my leg. Then after this, of course, I had sciatic pain that no one can tell me where it's coming from, which was ended up being a misdiagnosed ruptured disc. But meanwhile, doing the Renew Spa and the wellness like spa helped me so much to where it was just like I'm not taking medication, but I'm kind of putting the pain asleep for a day or two. And then it's like constantly doing it. And then of course I had back surgery. It helped me a lot. So that's where this came in. Now the I was going to say the supplements, like the youth, which is one of our products that we use, one of our supplements, it helped me so much with the inflammation to lower it down without having any medication. So, and I remember talking to, of course, to Dr. Ben, who's on our team, and he's like, just take more of the youth. It's going to help with the inflammation. And that's why I believed more and more of, in the company, like of the company. And I was like, oh, this is something that's changing my life. And just sharing it with my clients, sharing it with the people I love. That's how my business grew. Now, Prysm is my dream. It's like, this is what I do for life. Like I'm helping people feel better, get stronger. If they have any surgeries, any injuries, I'm the instructor that's helping them feel better. So Prysm came in just in the perfect timing. Like now, hey, I know you're taking those supplements from here. Can we check? And unfortunately, every single person that we're checking is actually their numbers are very low, very, very low. And once we put them on collagen, which was my experience with Kathy, she put me only on collagen because that's when collagen came out. And with the other scanner, that's when my numbers started going up. So it's like, I feel great that now it's like, how when you test people, you put them on the scale and they're like, oh, you lost weight and you gained muscles and, you have more muscles in your body. Now we have the Prysm to say, oh, now you're taking those supplements. So now this is better. So it's kind of like measuring and telling them if they're doing good or not. So that's been such a blessing. So excited about this.
Yes, we all are. Thank you so much, Vivian. That's absolutely wonderful. In fact, I'm going to show that recording to my dad, who's having issues with his lymphatic system in his legs. And just to hear your testimonial coming from somebody who has professional background will make an enormous difference, I'm sure. So really grateful for that today. And perfect timing, absolutely perfect timing, because I showed him the Well Spa today, actually, and he wants more information on it. So there we go. All
Oh,
right,
I see.
guys,
Thank you.
we are going to wrap up now. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to be doing these meetings on a weekly basis for the foreseeable future. If you have any further questions, let us know. And in the meantime, wishing you a wonderful rest of the day ahead. Thank you so much for being with us. And thank you, Kathy, for co-sharing the presentation with me.
Thank you very much, Bridget. Thank you for your time. And thank you, ladies, for
Thank
joining. Such a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you, Kathy, Bridget.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye bye.